have not eaten today. So I should probably do that.
You had a busy Saturday already?
No, I had a busy week, and so I've been
Mm.
stuck in the bed.
Oh, got you.
So when I
Got you.
can take a couple of days to just, rest a little bit, I do.
Absolutely. That's duh. That's what Saturdays are for.
That is for most people, my Saturdays are for recording and editing and
Yeah.
thinking about all kinds of business things that are going on inside of my mind, hoping that my tea will steep the way that I want it to. I put a lot of herbs in you. Steep, won't you? There we go.
Yeah, I
I
had
had
a
to give it a little
spearmint
bit.
peppermint earlier, a hefty cup of
Mm.
that. So now I have this is just like some raspberry. It's like Crystal Light, but it's not Crystal Light. I don't know what it exactly, but it's like a cold tea. It has mint, raspberry, cucumber.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but I'm
Ooh.
not sure. I got it like a little packet. That's what but it's like I don't know the name of it.
All right. We are going to get started. Started. Wow.
I'm
Words are
here
going to be
for it.
difficult for me today. I can feel it
Yeah,
in my
you'll be
words
fine.
are always I always listen to my podcasts when they go live and just laugh at how hard it is for me to form words.
No, you're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. This is gonna be fun
We're
and
gonna make it
good.
through.
Yes, it's gonna be fun and good.
All right, we're
Yes.
gonna launch this intro. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm dead. Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Basically Unbothered podcast. I'm tilting my mic slowly because it's been having issues if I tilt it a little bit. But today we are joined by Lady Comfort. You want to say hi to everyone?
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Do you want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
Of course. Okay. Lady, real name, in case a lot of people ask. It's not a stage name. It's not a fake name. It is actually Lady Comfort.
I was
Soon to
wondering,
be
so thank you.
Comfort Williams. But yes, that is my real name. I'm a fifth. It's my grandmother's name, her mother's name, her mother's name. Crazy. My niece, her name is Lady. So we're keeping this thing going.
You're a family of ladies.
Yes, it's so crazy. Just sometimes the last name changes up. That's it.
Yeah.
Other than that, yes, retired professional women's basketball player, also former collegiate basketball coach. And now I work in talent management and also am the president of business for the Mesa Monsoons, which is a TBL semi-professional basketball team.
Hmm.
So do a lot of a lot of good things. But talent management definitely holds the reign of, getting great clients, getting them good work, and now just trying to build this platform for a not a new basketball team, just in a new league.
Hmm.
Super excited about the TBL league and what Mason Monsoon is about to bring.
So that's a lot of things that you have. So I have lots and lots of questions. First question is, what team did you play on?
I played professionally international for 12 seasons. And I was with the Sparks for half of the season, one, and then international for the reign of my career.
Hmm.
I've played all over from Spain, France, Portugal, Serbia, Puerto Rico, Argentina, Montenegro, like all over the place, pretty much. So
Hmm.
definitely have a lot of stats, and it's my second passport now, but
Um,
definitely.
I mean, I do know that from the base knowledge that I know that the women's basketball is a lot bigger in other countries.
Yes, well, it's growing here. Let's say it's not that it's not big, it's humongous here. It really is.
It
It
is.
is really the huge difference is the amount of teams.
Hmm.
So take one country, you take Spain. Spain probably has well over how many the US has. Maybe they have about 70 professional teams,
Wow.
and that's just in one country. So the opportunities and the resources internationally
Hmm.
is why it's kind of have the notoriety that it has to
Hmm.
be that it's so much more popular. It is much popular, but it's also the resources and accessibility to where you don't have to, necessarily be one of only 14 teams. You have
Yeah.
14 teams in what, in this predominant league where you have another predominant league in France where it's 30 teams, no problems, sold out arenas, great pay, great housing, great market share.
Mhm.
And I think international people think that it's some people who are don't know, who are naive to think that it's not as good as the US. I would like to say it is just as good as not better.
Mhm.
Because again, you have way more teams. You don't have to fight for a spot just to play in America. To play in America is a great goal, it's a great dream, but it's
Mhm.
not the end game.
Yeah.
It's really not. It's so many ways to get overseas and really have a great successful career. Like I am definitely the epitome of an international career.
Mhm.
So never not going to say, hey, you don't have to fight for, a 13, 14 man roster on only 13 to 14 teams when you can go grind it out overseas and even probably do a lot better.
Mhm. It always makes me think of, Love and Basketball.
Yes.
I love I love that movie. A long time ago, I wanted to be the first female in the NFL.
Nice.
It did not work out. My mom did not let me play football.
Nice. Well, that's growing too.
Yeah.
That's a huge tackle football, flag football. I actually have a friend who was one of or is the first women's NFL coach, Jen Welter.
Wow.
So maybe if your mom would have known her, she'd have been like, "Okay, come on."
She was I was such a scrawny kid, and she knew nothing about sports. So she didn't know that,
Mm,
like, scrawny kids can get bigger if they work at it, right?
right.
So she didn't know anything about that, and so she was just like, "You're so little, and you're gonna get hurt." And I'm like, "But I'm fast." And she's, "You no, you're gonna get hurt."
You would have been perfect. They can't catch you. I mean, if they can't catch you, what can they do?
Great hands.
Yeah, I would have loved to see that. That would have been great.
It would have been so much fun, and then, there was a lot of, in high school, they had a powder puff league, but it just wasn't
Oh,
it didn't feel right, and then I don't know if you probably know, but I don't know if the people who are listening to this know, but there is what was it, like, lingerie football that was going on
oh,
for.
you want to be in the sexy
I
league?
didn't. No. That's why I was like, "I can't." I have it's weird because I have 0 problems with my body, but
That would have been nice.
I don't like feeding into, like, the exploitation of,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
it made me sad that the only way that men would watch women play football was if they were in lingerie.
Yeah, so like distasteful.
Yeah.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with it. It was cute, but not. It should have been like a quick hobby, not a entire league. Because then too, I don't know, being familiar with it is like it was only men watching.
That's
Like
what I'm
women
saying.
were not interested. So that's like creepy.
Mhm.
It's a little creepy. Like the lingerie league, it's great. Of course women can play football, but you're in lingerie. You could at least had on the volleyball attire, some
Right.
tights in a crop top, a sports bra, and some shorts. They try to make a little bit too inclusive and it goes the wrong way sometimes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. But
It
no,
gets crazy. Um,
I don't know about that one.
what college team did you coach for?
Oh, I was with Northwest Florida State,
Okay.
Tusculum University, and Tennessee State University. Yeah, so some good ones. In College of Southern Nevada, I helped out over there.
Mhm.
So it's been a whirlwind differently for coaching. I think a lot of athletes go into coaching right off the bat or something like that. It was
Mhm.
great though. It was great. But I know that I wanted to do something other than X's and O's. Like the basketball for me, I think the ceiling is very high, but it's still such a short ceiling, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
It's only so far you can kind of go in coaching, which I don't mind. I love it. I loved it. But I think if I was to get back into coaching, it'll probably be at the professional level.
Mhm.
But necessarily my end game is I want to be someone's GM. I want to be a general manager, C-suite level executive in a sports faction,
Mhm.
not necessarily a sports team. But right now, I work for a talent agency, so maybe, even at that caliber, that level, um, there's so many other ways to support the sport.
Mhm.
versus just being a coach. So that's what the avenue that I'm going towards is, those parallel factors. How else can I build different, not just women's basketball, but build the sports up, put more women in leadership in different roles and really go versus just being, a coach. So
Mhm.
that's the avenue that I'm chasing now in the position to get my sports license. So when I take over, more clients and be a sports agent, get those clients, those deals, those international deals, that's going to be like my market for the most part is
Mhm.
the international route just because it's so much
There's a lot of
wide.
money
It's
out
so
there.
much wider. Yes, it's so much money to get. It's so much like I think the travel aspect. You get to travel, and a lot of people now are finally realizing like, oh, I didn't want to go overseas. Like I had so many people that I know that quit after 1 year. Like, oh, I'm too far. I can't do it. It's not for me.
I'd be the
I
opposite.
yes, and a lot of people are. I have so many people. I have people that are still playing overseas. Like it is the absolute. If you can grind it out, being away, or just being on your own, actually being on your own for a little bit. Some people now they have their partners come out
Mhm.
before, not necessarily, but now you got your folks can come out, your partners, your parents, your friends. You take your dogs, like all the things. And even back then, you can do all the. I had my dog overseas.
Wow.
Yes, I have my dog. I literally met my best friend overseas, and now we've been best friends for like 25 years, and it's insane. Like international is just so much more to it than just being away.
Mhm.
I think some people confuse it with, oh, you're just so far. How do you do it? You do the same thing you do if you was in America, but over there,
Yeah.
like you still tie your shoes up the same. You go work out. You go to games. Like you do the things.
It's piggybacking on, like, the, Love and Basketball, that was, one of the things that they had mentioned
Hmm.
about them feeling so lonely out there, and I know that times are way different than when they were depicting it for the movie. I have a friend who is a digital nomad, and she spent her life traveling, and she loves
And love it.
she says, I mean, she still has her friends, we still actually have to message her. She has her travel friends, and sometimes her and her travel friends go and they do group travels together, and sometimes she travels by herself and makes new friends, and I'm like, "That
Mhm.
seems so cool for you."
Yes, it's definitely for someone who is open to it. Now, if you're already closed-minded and already afraid of being by yourself, when you don't have to be by yourself,
Mhm,
I always took account to getting out into the culture, into the community, doing things with my teammates who are from the area, know the language. Like I feel like some people that are that lonely because you put yourself in that box of being lonely. You
mhm,
don't want to go hang out. You don't want to go. They have so many tours everywhere you go. I was on every bus tour, every cathedral tour, like eating all the food, doing all the things. So I was not by myself or lonely.
yeah,
And 9 times out of 10, if you're on a team, there are other sports where other Americans or, you have an American teammate. It's no way you should be by yourself. Like, for me, it was always a women and men team. It's
mhm,
always like 2 Americans, 3 Americans on each team. We're cousins at this point. We're automatically cousins. Every time I saw my teammate or every time I saw someone on the men's team, like, "Cousin, what's up? Are you good? What are we like, what's up?"
"What we
Like,
been doing?"
yes, it's
Yeah,
crazy. You spend all this time with them, all these holidays, and you still lonely. I don't get it. I get some situations are different.
mhm,
I probably had one where I was like, "Oh no, this not it." Other than that, I made it better.
yeah,
Like every time I'm out, I'm in the streets, okay? I'm trying to see what the streets doing. What are the people doing? And then I was, likable player, so people, families, oh, come over our house for dinner, or oh, my sister has a game. Let's go watch my sister play, like things like that. So I never was one of those athletes that was away and felt alone. I of course had my moments, but
mhm,
it was never like I wanted to quit moments. Most of mine were like, an 8 hour time difference. I was like, well, happy birthday. I know your birthday not till 8 hours. I'm be asleep. Okay. I'm trying my best to stay up and talk to people. I think
mhm,
that's more draining trying to stay on a schedule
with
of all your
people.
family and friends versus the schedule you're actually on.
Mhm,
That's gonna wear you out.
yeah.
But it's loving basketball, but again, it's not, especially right now. We were nomads because there was no GPS for real. You had to use a printed map in a language
Oh,
you
I
did not
remember those
know.
Nice. Ugh,
I, in a language you didn't know, okay?
people,
I
I
know.
people do not know what it's like. I remember I took my best friend to lose her virginity. Hilarious.
What?
I've taken 2 best friends to lose their virginity. One was
So
intentional and
you're the
one
one
was
that goes,
actually, both were unintentional at the time. Like, I had no idea that's what I was doing. I
"That's
only found
crazy."
out afterwards. But I remember the first time, I was in high school, but I was 15, 16. My mom had, because I don't people don't remember that, like, GPS wasn't on your phone. You used to
Yeah,
have a GPS, like, system. My mom had took it with her. And so we had to MapQuest, which no one would know
man.
about these days. We had to MapQuest to get to this guy's apartment,
Oh,
and it was a couple people in the car, and we got so I mean, we found it eventually. We got so lost because now with a GPS, if you get off, where if you are off on the wrong spot, it'll just be like, "Well,
yeah, reroute
reroute."
you.
Yeah. No, you
Mm.
didn't have a reroute with a map.
No, I swear you didn't. I don't know. People be so I guess they're when I hear people say, "Oh, my sense of direction is so bad, it's so bad." I'm like, "I'm a pirate, okay? It's amazing." If you understood where I had to figure out where to
Yeah.
go, how to get from somewhere
Yeah.
internationally,
Mhm.
driving a stick I just bought, like, just learned how to drive, my sense of direction is subpar, like, I'm talking NASA, I can know where to
She
get
was like,
somewhere.
"No matter where you put me, I'm gonna get there."
Absolutely.
I have really good sense of direction, except for when I go to Detroit, specifically. So, my parents always taught me, "Know your main streets."
Mhm.
If you know your main streets, you can get wherever you need to go. If you get
Right,
lost, just find a main street that you know, and even if you're going in the wrong direction for a second, you'll get back to where you need to be.
right, right.
Um, Detroit is not like that. Detroit is a maze. Detroit is a maze of one-way streets and getting turned around. I and people laugh at me because 'cause they're like, "I find it so easy to drive in Detroit." And I look at them like, "You're crazy." This is the most I can acclimate myself pretty well to
Mm.
almost any place I move except Detroit.
Yes, I have a city like that when I lived in Pensacola,
Mhm.
area. It's called Mayfair. I don't care what nobody say, like you said, landmarks, houses. I'm like, somebody go stand on the corner, and then
Right.
I know where I'm at when you sit on the corner.
Like,
I
Imma need y'all
swear.
somebody need to flare gun it.
Yes, because I had probably went to that community maybe 500,000 times.
Mhm.
I still cannot get out without being lost or taking a left, and now I gotta go all the way back around to get out. I was like, "What happened if, phone died or whatever?
Right.
I'm just gonna be sitting right here in someone's community because I am lost."
Y'all gonna have to call the police gonna have to come get me.
Yes. Oh my and that I did that overseas a few times too. I just
Yeah.
called the police and I was like, "This is where I live. Can you help me? I
Can
don't
you
know
be there?
what's going on, but I forgot where I was going. Okay, please help me."
Yeah.
And I was trying to take a teammate to the hospital one time because she wasn't
No.
feeling well, and the map that I printed out or whatever, the hospital was gone. Like it used to be there, no longer exists. No phones in sight. So I just like reverted back to where I saw like a gas station. I was like, Policia, can somebody call them? I need some help. This is not working at all. This is when I had like the little sidekick. Sidekick ain't working out there.
It's
Like
like
I need help.
nothing is happening the way that it's supposed to be.
Yes, and I don't know, sense of direction is subpar though, because being overseas, it just definitely landmarks, know where you're going, there's no GPS, there's no rerouting. Whatever you drew out or printed out, that's how you're gonna get there.
Find your way.
Yes.
All right, let's get into our pop culture roundup. Quick pause, because if you love dark stories that don't flinch, Olympic War isn't a soft love story. It's violent, it's chosen, and it costs everything. Through war, betrayal, and survival, Moonstone fights for devotion that refuses to die. This is a Black multicultural dystopian series about power, sacrifice, and what rises from the ashes. Olympic War and Phoenix War. Read them wherever books are sold.
Okay.
All right, our first one, I did try to intermesh some things in there.
Mhm.
Because like I said, I always try to make sure that people don't come on here and they're like, "What is this person talking about?"
No, I looked at it.
Okay. Our first topic is Sophie Turner is
Mhm.
the new Tomb Raider, and we got our first look at it. I don't know if you got to see like the photo of what the first look looks like.
Yep, I
Did
did.
you? I'm oh, it's hard. The person who's like I've played Tomb Raider video game, right?
Mhm.
I didn't play the old like pointy boob Tomb Raider, but I played
Got you.
some of the newer ones. And I love I'm gonna clarify. I think that Sophie Turner looks great. I just feel I just want her to have a little bit more curves. I want Tomb Raider to have a little bit more curves.
Yeah, little stick figure-ish.
It is she is I mean, she's smaller and it works for her
Mhm.
and she does look really fit, but just like I'm in the I played sports, right? So I didn't end up playing football, but I played sports.
Mhm.
I
So
worked out.
you
Like
wanted
I
Tomb
know that
Raider
if
to
you're
be strong.
yeah, I mean, like, not like she's not heavy lifting, so like her upper body doesn't have to be strong, but you would imagine that your lower body would be a little bit more muscular. If you're
Mhm.
over here jumping off of cliffs and climbing, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm. Look like you can actually do some pull-ups and some push-ups and fight
Right.
guys, jump off motorcycles, all those things. No, definitely. I
And
definitely think so too.
I'm interested to see because Tomb Raider reminds me of someone that's like sexual but tough and has like a really good like masculine feminine balance. And I just don't know if I'm getting that yet.
I don't know, maybe because the first one with Angelina Jolie was like a decent body type.
Mhm.
Like curvier, stronger, seeing her
Yeah.
in different action things. Like she's not a cowardless, body type.
Yeah.
She's pretty strong, pretty athletic and stuff. I see that.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Curious as to why they're even making another Tomb Raider. That was my whole thing.
I'm excited for that though.
I think it's unnecessary. I know they run out of ideas. That's why movies are
Mhm.
remade, TV shows are remade pretty much because they have nothing else to do.
Mhm.
So I think the Tomb Raider itself is like, oh, okay, I guess you need to bring something back because that's pretty normal. But evidently, it's like you want someone that looks like they can fight, they can ride motorcycles, they can do heavy things and stuff like that. Definitely, you
Apparently
want
it's a
someone.
TV show.
Yeah, I know it's a series.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
TV shows offer a different perspective because I've done a lot of things in life. So I've also been in like television and film production. And I know that the way that movies don't go into like cannot go fully in depth into the characters and their motives and everything like that. And TV shows offer a different perspective and sometimes
Mhm.
can elaborate on the characters, but I also know sometimes they can fuck it up. I love the Mortal Instruments book. The movie people hate, it was all right. The TV
Mhm.
show ruined it because now you have
Yeah.
to create more scenarios because it has to be episodic
Right.
so I'm interested to see how that is gonna go. But I love
Mhm.
Tomb Raider, so I'm okay with giving it a chance, but I actually had no idea that they were doing this, and then I looked and I was like, "Oh, I guess that's it."
Yeah. No, I saw it. I think when you sent it and I looked at it. Oh, hold on. People walking in and talking. No, but yeah, I looked at it. I mean, I'm not really a Tomb Raider fan like that. The
Mhm.
initial one was good. I was okay with that one. No needed to remake the movie. No needed to add anyone else because it's the exact same thing. There's no change up and stuff. You're just remaking, you're not changing, and I don't really like movies like that. If you're
Yeah.
gonna remake it, change some stuff. Do a different backstory that we might have missed, or
Mhm.
bring in a
Go
new
back and
character. But if you're gonna remake the movie and do the same exact thing, what difference does the TV show gonna bring? Like now you're gonna introduce all these things, and it's like, well, you lost me at the second movie. So I guess we're just starting all over the same thing.
yeah.
But I mean, character wise, yeah, they could have brought somebody in that probably just She been in the gym. Maybe she gonna do her own stunts. I don't know. But yeah, I think a more athletic build would have been better, realistic for
Yeah.
someone who is in the Amazon going rope the tree,
That's what I'm saying.
climbing pyramids and stuff like that. Definitely could have went with somebody that's not just like, I don't know, 95 pounds.
Right. And I think that's my bigger issue is that I just want us to in Hollywood and, all of that to shift away. And this isn't coming for anyone's body type. I think everybody's body type is beautiful, but
Absolutely.
when you shoot movies, the body type has to be consistent with what you want these characters to do
Yes. Yes.
and what you want them to represent. And so
Yes.
that's my biggest problem is that we're still casting skinnier girls, but we're casting them for things that athletic girls could be cast for because
Yes.
and also Angelina, and this is my like last thing on it. Angelina Jolie has more of like an olive skin tone.
Some color on her.
She has some color on her. And in Tomb Raider, she had some color on
Mm.
her. And Sophie Turner, I really do love her. Her in freaking Game
Yeah,
of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She don't have any color on her.
Yeah, she's not to say not a bad character per se, but I
Mhm.
don't see her in an action anything. See her in some love stuff,
Yep.
not really anything comedy. Just but you don't want to put her in a box. Maybe she do
Drama.
got it in her. She might do have it. We
Yeah.
just didn't see it yet. But to just go from being timid for so long and then to go into like full throttle action, it's like, are you gonna be bungee jumping? Are you gonna be, all the things? And then when you have a stunt double, she's gonna definitely look much different
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're gonna be in the midst of everything.
They're gonna be yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
so
it'll be interesting. There's no release date, but we'll see how it goes. All right, our next topic is something that is popping up, and I didn't know that this was a thing, but it's women's sports bars.
yes, love, 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 love,
I didn't know this was a
love.
thing.
It's fairly new. I would
Okay.
honestly say 2 years, 2, 3 years. It's super new and um predominantly, it was one it's called the sports bra, not bar. Yep,
I
you didn't see that
love
coming.
this.
Did you record? Some sports bra, that's what it's
Okay.
called, and it started in Portland. She was the first of its kind.
Mhm.
I cannot think of the owner's name, but I've, like, even mentioned her on some Instagram and stuff like that, but the sports bra started it, and then they franchised out, but then it also brought other cities like creating a space just for women's sports. Like here in Nashville, it's
Mhm.
called the Chapstick Lounge. It opened up last year, first of its kind in this area. All women's sports all the time. Chapstick Lounge. If you come to Nashville, check it out. But they're all like a pun on feminine like
Mhm.
things. So I know there's one in Philadelphia. There's a sports bra, like their franchise. So it'll be
Mhm.
three of them. I think one in Atlanta and one in Houston or Dallas, somewhere in Texas. I think it's Dallas because they have a team,
Mhm.
but it's just like that's a thing. That is a thing, and that's great because I'm tired of going places and be like, "Can you play the women's game?" No one wants to watch bowling.
So
Like,
the sports, the women's sports bars, the women's sports bras, are all of them only women's sports, or do they like some play men and women's sports?
I would say 90% of women's sports,
See,
because
I
then
love
they also
both.
have like reruns and stuff.
Yeah.
All those things. Like, why we have to play men's sports? There's enough women's sports to be broadcast 24/7.
I would my only caveat, I'm okay. I really, a couple years ago, I really wanted to get into watching women's basketball. Um, and my love of basketball has shifted. I
Hmm.
blame LeBron James.
Yeah, it's okay.
He just and so I haven't been getting back into it, but I made a promise that once he gets out the league, I'll fully dive into kind of both of them a little bit more.
Hmm.
And women's basketball is starting to I mean, it's not is starting. So I went to my first women's basketball game when I was a kid. I don't remember what the Detroit team was called though.
Oh, the shock.
The Shock, yeah.
I
Um,
got you. Don't you worry.
Thank you. I was like it was between Shock and Sparks for me, and I was like, Sparks is a team that is
California.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
LA.
I was really my dad made sure to take me to that
Mm.
game. It
That's
was so
good.
fun. I got to shake the, like, basketball players' hands. Was so excited because I was very much a tomboy, and I've always wanted to be in sports, and I just ended up not. Um,
Yes,
but my only caveat is I wanna watch football.
yes. You wanna watch men's football or women's football?
Both. I love football.
Yes.
I like the men this is objectifying. I mean, I love watching men's football in
Thank you.
general. I grew up a bigger football fan than a basketball fan, and then I dated a basketball fan, and that shifted a little bit.
Mhm.
But I've always been a huge football fan. But I would wanna watch both. My only thing is that I love the Lions, but to
Yeah.
be able to go somewhere that's just like I don't have to because going to sports bars as a woman is just infuriating, right? Men are constantly trying to test you on your knowledge of
Yes. Yes.
sports, and you feel like you always have to perform, and if you don't know the answer, then they're gonna be like, "Aha, you're just a Fayware fan,
Mhm.
you just like sports," and it's like, "No, I just do 15 other things. I don't have time to look at every single football
Yes.
team's stats."
Right.
Like, you sit and do people's stats, I'm sitting and building a business, but that doesn't mean
Yes.
I don't like the thing, like the sports, and so
Mhm.
being able to go to a place where I don't feel like I have to prove myself as a sports fan would feel nice.
Yes, the women's sports bar, I think it's, like, super inviting. I think
Yeah,
it's more than just, a community is excuse me, is not having to ask the bartender to change the channel.
yeah,
That part alone is enough for me to
and then
go
hear
and
the
support.
groans of everybody else around you like, "Oh, we wanna
Yes.
watch the
Or,
reruns of 1997
yes.
hockey."
Absolutely, because why does the manager have to come and tell me, "Oh, we're gonna have to watch these games and these games only?" No, but you don't have that problem at women's sports bars, or a lot of bars or restaurants are getting with the times. So they are having women's sports on. Like, I was surprised last week, I went to Memphis and then went to the casino, and they had, all the big screens and stuff in the sports book, and then at the main bar, it was very refreshing to see football, whatever other men's sport, they had women's volleyball on. I was like, and that's what I'm talking about.
I ugh.
That I didn't have to browse around and be like, does any 125 TVs have anything with women on it? Bam, right there in your face, women's volleyball front and center. That is like the level that we're going. We're going up where we don't even have to ask for something. There are some women playing every day somewhere. Please put something on other
Yeah,
than men.
I would lo I so volleyball was my sport, by the way.
Nice.
Volleyball was my sport, can't even think of the name. It was like libero, was the position that I played because I was shorter.
Mhm.
I got accepted to play AAU, and I declined it.
Mm.
I wish I never declined it,
Yes.
but my father at the time and I love him, and he helped me so much in sports, but, when someone else loves your dream more than you do sometimes, it makes you love it less?
I can see that. Yeah.
It was that was going on, and I was doing volleyball, and I was also acting, and there was so much that was happening, and it just became really chaotic in my life as a teenager, just kind of fell apart.
Mm.
And so and also valued my relationship with my father a lot. And I could see like, he was yelling at me when I was trying out more than the coaches were yelling at me.
Yeah, that can downplay your want to do something for
Yeah,
sure.
and they looked at him and they were like, "Yo, we got this."
It's a tryout for one.
And even young me realized that if I've always been very good at seeing many, many steps ahead, right? And so young me could see that if I continued down that path, the relationship with me and my father would have suffered,
Mm,
and
you
that's
don't
not
want that.
something I would have ever wanted.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
but that being said, I love watching women's volleyball.
Yes, it is amazing. I'm so happy. Um, Major League Volleyball is back right now.
Is it?
Very excited, yes. And then you have the other professional league,
Mhm.
Love B. Oh yeah, it's coming up. We got professional softball, football,
Love
tackle
soccer.
and flag. You have
I'm getting
everything kind of.
excited.
Yes, you have everything kind of that you only see throughout. Because some places, it stops at college, or some sports stops at college.
Mhm,
Predominantly, that's what it was. Softball and volleyball used to just stop at college. That's all you
mhm.
get. now doesn't stop. So it gives like more young girls to be like, if I want to do softball, if I want to do volleyball, guess what? I can also be professional. And
Mhm.
then of course you have the international route, which not too much softball, but the soccer, all those things, the volleyball,
Mhm.
men's volleyball is humongous overseas. I actually love watching that because those guys can fly.
Dude, oh my
The
one
girls
time
too.
one time I was in middle school and one time I was in high school, we played against the men's volleyball, and we held our own, but them boys hit hard.
I don't want no parts of that. Or the women. Like even some of the women,
Yeah.
most times when you see a woman like a volleyball player, you're like, woman, why are you not playing basketball? You can dunk. You can
You
do all
Your jump yeah, you gotta jump so high, people
yes.
don't think about that in volleyball, and that's why volleyball players if you notice volleyball players' thighs are thick
Yeah,
because you're bending down, you gotta have verticals, you gotta be able to move. You have to
absolutely.
sac To play volleyball is way more rough than people think because it's not a contact sport, but you have to be willing to sacrifice your body every single serve.
Yes. No, absolutely. Volleyball is definitely tough. The endurance, stamina, I think for sure is up there.
Mhm.
Even I think like back row when they have to get like pancaked and they gotta slide their
No,
hand
pancakes are
face
hard.
first, you gotta really chase that ball out of bounds if you really want it. It's like it is not an easy sport. And then you always have this part of your body
Mhm.
that can get attacked at any time with a smack of the
Dude,
ball.
that's why I stopped playing softball. I went to
Yeah.
softball. So University of Michigan has summer camps that they run,
Mm,
right? And they're either a week or 2 weeks, I can't remember, but they run them a lot. And so for 3 years, I did tennis volleyball. For 1 year, I did softball.
mm.
I was so happy to leave. It was a week. I was so happy to leave after that week. Do you know how many people got hit in the head with a ball?
No, not the head. I played for 1 year in high school and I was like, I am never coming back. I got hit in
No.
the shin
Me
at
too.
first base. I was a first base, got hit in the shin. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm good. This was fun. Uh, I'm done. Going back to my inside sport.
Yep.
I'm not
Then
doing this.
everybody always put me in the outfield, which was always a detriment to me. I am neurodivergent. So putting me in the outfield where I have to wait for something to happen, it's never gonna happen. But if you put me my real position was shortstop,
Mm,
and that's like a very coveted position. And so I didn't get in it because there were people that were better than me. That's fine. I accept that. But my first time I was in the off field trying to catch a ground ball, that ball hit a rogue rock or something, popped
mm.
up, hit me in my shin. I think I still have the imprint of the softball
It
on
is.
my shin.
It's not for the weak. It's not. It's not for fun. For if you just want to play softball because it's fun, you have to know what you're doing and know the movements. And I was like, I just want to play because that looks fun. I had some friends on the team, and now I can't walk for a month because it done got me in my shin.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
But I will so piggyback on going back to the swim source, I'm gonna have to find one in Michigan, and then I'm gonna force every woman I know to go.
Yes, they have so many. If so, with that too, they have a lot of now watch parties. So many
Ooh.
communities, so many groups that decide like, okay, maybe we don't have a women only sports bar, but
Mhm.
how about we get 30 people, we go to a spot, watch party. We'll watch basketball, we'll watch volleyball,
Yeah.
um, watch whatever women's sport. And I think that's so cool. A lot of communities are doing that. Like, where are women sports fans in Austin? Let's meet up and watch, whomever. And I think that's great. So if you're looking to, maybe not a women only sports bar,
Yeah.
but possibly like a watch party with nothing but ladies, that will still be good. Um, that's where I think they have Athletes Unlimited here starting next month. And
Mhm.
instead of going to the game opening weekend, I'm going to the Chapstick Lounge to watch it just, opening weekend on TV at the women only sports bar. I mean, like women's sports only bar, not women only bar.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be cool too.
It looks like they're gonna open one in Detroit soon, so I'm gonna have to
Yes.
brave the place that I don't wanna go to, but they're actually gonna have they're gonna do a watch party,
See,
Michigan
you're already
State
on
versus
it.
Michigan women's basketball.
Hmm.
Imma have to Ooh, all right,
There you
cool. All
go.
right.
Those watch parties is where it's at.
Okay. Speaking of watch parties, we're gonna pop into Super Bowl because
Mhm.
I love Super Bowl watch parties are my bread and butter. I love
Okay.
the Super Bowl. I freaking love the Super Bowl. I love the Super Bowl so much, it's insane.
I'm actually going this year.
To the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Take me
My
with you.
agency, the Osprey Collective, we're having an event February 5th.
Mhm.
So we're gonna stay, go to other events, support other people, other clients, and then boom, Super Bowl. I hope the Patriots are in it.
This is my saddest space, take me with you.
Nope. Can't take anybody. Can't even take my partner, and he's more like he's a Patriot fan.
Is
I
he?
am a Patriot fan to keep a happy household.
Understand.
That's why. Yep. I don't know nobody.
I get
Um,
I, the not the last person I dated, the one before that. I don't date a lot of people. It's not my I don't like it.
we've been together since the first date.
Hmm?
We've
See?
been together since our first date.
I'm that kind of that's my problem. I'm that kind of person.
Yes.
I'm a person that, like, if you attach to me, we better be attached forever.
No.
What do
That's
you mean?
that's what that's what it is. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
But he was a Raiders fan. I don't care about the
My
goddamn Raiders.
family is a Ray. They'll do my family and him all the time. All the
I don't I didn't care about the Raiders, but did I watch every game with him? Did I root for the Raiders when he texted me and was like, "Oh no, they're doing bad"? Did I pull over on the side of the road that had a game on to support him? Absolutely, because 'cause I'm that
Yes.
kind of girlfriend.
Yes. Yes.
So you want the Patriots.
Yes, for him. So he can be ecstatic. The
Be
Dodgers
happy.
did their thing. He's a Dodgers fan. I want all his sports team to win. It's a
Yeah.
very happy, quiet home after that.
Nobody wants look, trust me, nobody wants a grumpy person after their
Yes,
sports team.
like,
I
if
haven't
his
been a
team wins, I think that my parents would probably be like, "Boo," and he'll have more of a reason to be like, "And that's why
Yeah.
we're not wearing no Raider gear in this house." Literally, and I think that I want them in it. I don't really care who else is in it. I just want them to win. I want them to get there and win, and I would like to be just out there supporting Osprey in every way, getting new clients, all the good things.
So I want the Bears.
Yeah. To go or win.
I want them to win. I love an underdog. I love an and you know, it's like sacrilegious because they're in my same division because I'm a Lions fan
Mm,
to the day I die. But honestly, out of all of the people in my division, the Bears are my second favorite. I hate the
that's
Packers.
cool.
I can't
That's cool.
stand the Packers, but the Bears doing so good. I mean, I'm people are really upset about the Lions this year, and I'm like,
Mhm.
guys, everybody, you can't be great all the time. Sometimes you have to
True.
fall down, build back up. Like, stop being so expecting to be a perfect football team every year.
Mhm.
Even the Patriots had a couple years where they were struggling to find their own again.
Yeah, it's been a while since they've been good, and then the last time they went to the Super Bowl, they won every game and then lost in the Super Bowl, so they need this.
Yeah.
But then they started off rocky too, and then they just turned it around, so it's anybody's game, really.
It is, and that's what I love. That's what I love about football more than any other sport sometimes, is that the, like, top tier like, you know, you'll have KC who's been, you know, in it for a while, the Chiefs, but they sucked this year, and
Yeah,
the thing
I was
about
tired of seeing them.
me too, but the thing about football that I love is that every year a new team can just pop out of
Yes.
nowhere.
Yes. I think that is true. I think it's always, like, anybody's game. Like, don't judge them by the beginning.
Mm-mm,
Everybody's bad at the beginning. In
mhm.
the middle or, of course, towards the end, but I think that middle time is where a lot of people really turn it up versus the beginning. Like, you're still brand new people, so it's, like, not as easy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. Popping out of that into our next topic is that it's sad, but it's awesome. Also, apparently, spelt this wrong. It's sad, but it's awesome. They have finally decided to recast the role of Black Panther after Chadwick Boseman passed away. And it's sad because you want to hold that space for them forever,
Yeah.
but you also can't hold that space for them forever.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
it's also sad because I would have loved to see Shuri continue the legacy, and I know that the second Black Panther movie didn't do as well as the first, although I found it to be I'm a pro woman. Like it's always been go woman for me. I've at a very young age had the philosophy that a woman can do anything that a man can do and better.
Mhm. Absolutely.
I have noticed that specifically action movies in this comic book sphere, when there's a woman in the main focus, people think the movie isn't as good or
Mm,
something wrong with it. And and I find the movies fantastic. And I realize that because those movies are meant to be like feminist pieces of work, they're meant to talk about how women can do just what men can do, or, and men don't relate to that. So
mm.
they struggle with that, but I would've loved to see Shuri continue the line of Black Panther a little bit more.
Yeah, I didn't see a problem with the second one. I loved it. I loved how they brought in the other characters. The movie itself was great. Once you lose one person, it's not going to be the same. So I don't know why people were expecting the same thing. They
Yeah.
can't. It is not like he left, he passed away. So you have to go a different route than I'm pretty sure they wanted to, essentially.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure they wanted to keep it, of course, keep it like that, different story, different backstory, but real life happened. So
It it did, and you know what? I think what people missed the most was what they were trying to say. So Black Panther is the first movie made a commentary about African versus African American. And, where's home? Where do you belong? Do you come help the people who are in America who, suffered and all this? That was the big thing about Killmonger, right? Like, I struggled here, I got left here while you got to live this life.
mhm.
And the second one, the commentary was still about African American culture, specifically African American culture, and how the world pits us against other oppressed people. And we fight each other without realizing that our real enemy is not us at all, or each other at
Yes.
all. And I think
Mhm.
that people missed that point of the movie. And so, but anyways, the person that they were playing,
Yeah.
I
No,
could
I get
analyze
it.
movies for hours. But the person who is going to replace Chadwick Boseman is Damon Idris. Or
Mhm.
hold on, I injured it wrong. It's not Damon. It's something very close to Damon, I think it was. 'Cause,
Oh, I know he
everybody's
is
name has to be
the
different.
actor from Snowfall, right?
Believe so.
The
Damson
British
Idris.
the British, 'cause he's British.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm familiar with his work. I feel like they could have found somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, he feels I agree they could have found somebody else, but he feels like looking at the picture of him when they posted, it feels like he could fit the role.
Yeah, he
Um
might. I was looking for someone maybe more. Not just in, like, a serious lead role, but
Mhm.
maybe, again, built-wise,
Yeah.
someone taller, someone, like, athletic, but again, like, you coulda found someone that's probably been in an action role, per
Mhm.
se, or even, like, a sports role, like a boxing movie or something like that,
Mhm.
to show, like, that athleticism, but,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
he can build, what's his name who plays see, we're getting to the point where my brain stops, like, remember.
Yeah, but no, he's, like, short, he's, like, 5'9", 5'10". I don't know,
Yeah,
I see Black Panther as just, like, a 6'2", 6'3" frame.
I get what you're saying.
Strong leader,
Yeah.
that's like
I
the
mean,
same size as Shuri. Y'all are the same
like, I might
size.
as well have just kept her at this point.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know,
I
I
mean,
just don't think.
luckily for men in film, having a muscular body is something that people find attractive,
Mm,
which is sadly not always the case for women in film, which is why women have to be like I had the same issue with Gal Gadot playing Wonder Woman,
mm,
right? Did she get fit for the role? Sure, but was she still tiny, and none of these people
yes.
actually look like Amazonian women?
The ones that were holding up the temple as it was falling,
They
boom, that
right. But
those women, yes.
for men, gaining muscle for a role is a thing that people, like, applaud.
Mhm,
So, I imagine that, like, with Chris Pratt, Chris Pratt had to lose a lot of weight to play, Star-Lord. Um, Chris Evans gained a lot of weight and muscle to play Captain America. So, my hope is that
he
because he does
does it right by his build or something.
yeah,
They
that
coulda picked the guy, dang it, what's the guy? He played in Black Adam, the black guy,
let me look.
I'm drawing a blank. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. What is the Falcon? I like his build, but he's also been in action, so he has some action
Oh,
background.
Aldous Hodge.
Yes,
I
but he has
love him.
action background, so I could see him in an action film,
Mhm.
super pro black, American black, if you want to say, but it's like different.
No, I
Not gonna
love
see him in
him.
this one.
The first time I saw him was in Leverage, which is a
Love
TV
Leverage.
show.
Why you
Mhm.
don't tell me? I
Oh,
was watching Leverage yesterday, literally.
oh my gosh, I should probably I loved Leverage not having enough seasons was the saddest thing of my whole life.
They had a lot of seasons, but they changed it to Leverage Redemption, and I didn't
Yeah,
care for Redemption. I like the first cast. The first cast
yeah,
was it right there.
I was very into the first cast.
Yes, but
So, but
I would like him in the action role.
I agree. I wonder if they feel like maybe he's not old at all, but I wonder if they feel like maybe he's too old.
I don't know how old the Black Panther has to be.
I don't know how old Black Panther has to be. I mean,
Uh,
he's supposed to be in his 20s, I guess,
mm, I would say he needs to be older because
but
it's like progressing over years to come.
that's true. But
But I guess they're introducing a new Black Panther.
Aldous Hodge is 39, so that might
Mm,
be the roles you get, um,
mm,
the roles that you get as an actor change drastically the older you get.
yeah, I can see that. But I just like actors who have probably been in specific roles,
Mhm.
and well, we'll see though, because they already cast it. So
We'll see
I mean,
how
I know he'll probably do the role very well though. He'll do the role proud, of course. I don't
he
see him not doing that.
no, I see it going really well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So our next little topic real quick before we get into our mini segment is highest paid females in 2025. Do you have any guesses for the highest paid females in 2025?
I know it's tennis. Tennis runs the fortitude of profit, and not
Mhm.
even just from playing and they win a boatload, but from their endorsements alone.
Mhm.
Like tennis has to be top 10, and literally starting from 1 to 10, it's tennis, 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 maybe something else, tennis, 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 tennis. Like, it's no way, shape, or form. Like, I know it is. I saw the Forbes and everything like that. I think it's like
Mhm.
Coco Duff is number one.
It's number 1, yeah.
Coco Golf. Her on the tennis matches, I think it's like 5 million. And then off from endorsements from everything else,
Yeah.
25 million.
Yeah, it was like yeah, on field was 8,000,000,
Okay.
off field was 25,000,000, and she's 21 years old. She
Yes.
made a total of 33,000,000.
And a majority of that off field, shoot, girl,
She
you
was
are
working.
doing it.
She was
Yes.
working.
So
Um,
I'm like, it's tennis. Tennis is holding it down.
yeah, the next 3 are tennis, some of them made more money on field. Yeah, a
Mm,
lot more of them. So Coco made more money off field, which is important, which I don't think that, I've had this conversation about many aspects, even in my world, right? Being an author, being a podcaster, that can't be your only identity because that's gonna dry up, right?
mhm,
You
mhm.
have to always be thinking about making revenue from a lot of different areas for longevity. And so she maybe didn't make as much money on the field as some of the other players did, but she marketed herself. So everybody,
Yes,
she was a household name.
absolutely. She did that.
Yeah. Let's see.
I
The number 4 is freestyle skating, Aline Gu.
don't know what that is.
She didn't make a lot of money on the field, but she made 23,000,000 off the field.
There you go.
Freestyle skiing, I'm sorry. Then it went back to tennis. Golf is 7 with
Okay.
Nelly Korda.
I didn't see. Okay, okay. There
She
you go.
made 3,000,000 on field, 10,000,000 off field. Naomi Osaka and Elena
I'm not
Rybakina
even gonna try. I'm gonna leave you to that one.
Rybakina are tied for 8. I love a Naomi Osaka winning. I love her being on.
Mhm,
That makes me happy. Tennis. Basketball is at 11 with Caitlin Clark.
mhm. We know they're not making no money on the court.
No, she made point 0.1 million. I'm sorry. Yeah, 0.1 million, but she made
Same.
12 million off field.
Yeah, and that's super demanding sport not to make any money.
Yeah. Sabrina
Yeah, and that's cute.
Ionescu,
Mhm.
she made more money on field than, Caitlyn did. She made 4,000,000 off.
That's good. She got a little bit more years under her
Sorry,
than
no,
Caitlyn.
she made yeah, she made 10,000,000 off. And then we
Mhm.
go back to golf. 15 is Angel Reese, which let's go.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love Angel Reese.
Yep. Her profit margin is getting wider and wider outside of basketball.
Is
It's
it?
just growing. Oh yeah, absolutely. Endorsements, it's where it's at. Marketing and endorsements is the bread and butter for women's basketball. Sadly, it's not just their on court because they
Mhm.
also are busting their butts doing that, which is well deserved. But yeah, off course, where it's at. Get you a great agent or just be marketable in itself.
Yeah.
Don't be a butthole. Yeah, that's where it's at.
Or be a butthole if that works for you. I mean, look at, Renee Rapp. Renee Rapp is a complete asshole, and everybody loves that about her.
Yeah. So it works for some people.
I mean, I think it's always about, like, authenticity and knowing that w your assholeness is coming from an authentic and kind background,
Mhm.
like, you're not just being a dick to be a dick. But yeah,
Right, you
that's
don't want that.
no. There's a track and field star on here,
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
rugby ends it with 8.1 million. Ilana Maher,
Mhm. She got a
um,
lot of endorsements. She's actually had a great I think it was a collab with WWE, I think. She's
wow.
definitely tapped into her, "What else? How can I generate more money outside of my sport?" I think she's definitely capitalizing off of that.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, do you in your line of work, do you cross any of these women or
Basketball-wise, yes.
Mhm,
That's really it out of that list.
mhm,
That list is primarily tennis, and it's not my lane at
mhm.
all. I do plan to go to the US Open this year, so that could change.
Take me with you there.
On yes, I'm hoping that changes. Like, you have to be in the space to, meet the people and do all the connections and stuff like that, or you just also have to support other people that is their lane, and then
Mhm,
hopefully, that gets you in the door, get you that ticket. So I know some people that are doing, like, private dinner parties or different leadership type workshops, different events.
mhm,
So if you get to the events, you possibly could get to the different athletes.
mhm,
But you at least gotta be in the city. You gotta, make your way there. I know a lot of people, go to Unrivaled, which is in Miami. They don't even go with the intention on going to the game. They just go to all the events, go to the watch parties because that also helps them, like, or they just how they want to support,
mhm.
which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, to run into certain people, you gotta just be in the area, can't
I
do it
have
from your couch.
I gotta find a way to get in yours. I don't know if I told you this, but, my mom when my mom always wanted me to be a frontward facing person. I like
Mhm.
the back, I like the behind the scenes. Podcast is probably as far as I would wanna go, except for, like, reality TV. Podcasting is probably as far as I would wanna go front facing, like, camera facing.
Okay.
But she has always wanted me to be a sportscaster.
Nice.
She says that she thinks that my opinions of sports and how passionate I am. And I have thought about I okay, there
That'd be a
is
great avenue.
it is, and there is somewhere in the ether a short, very short, um, YouTube thing I was trying to start called Rehooped.
Okay.
It didn't live long. It didn't live long because it was every day, and I was not realistic that I can't do this every day
Do it
while
every
in
day.
school and working.
Mhm.
But it was covering basketball because back then I was very into basketball. I don't know, maybe I need to put myself in more positions to be
Yeah, to be seen, to be heard. I think this, like you said, the podcast is a great way. I
Mhm,
think different audience, different niches is
mhm,
going to be the pathway to be invited to these places so you can see, maybe do some interviews, maybe set something up, but you like have to be in the space or at least a part of different communities that'll get you in the space.
mhm.
I'm a firm believer in just supporting people. I just
Yeah,
want to support, and if that puts me in a good space, then that's great. But I
mhm.
just want to support. Like, I have a friend; she's about to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. She's a racquetball gold medalist, and
Wow.
I'm like, "Hey, when is the ceremony? Can I get a ticket? I want to come. I want to support." And she was like, "Absolutely great." So who knows who's going to be there? but that's not the point. I know that she would love for me to be there. I want to be there. She didn't reach
Yeah.
out to me. All I did was be told about it. And now I'm like, girl, I need to come. You're going to the Hall of Fame. What are we talking about? So I think it's just your genuine support will take you a long way too.
Mhm.
And it'll get in those spaces. But I think you got to pull up. You can't just do it,
Oh.
from the house. You got to pull up. It's an investment. I think traveling for sure is an investment. Being in different spaces, buying the ticket if you can't get it,
Mhm.
But I reach out to so many businesses sometimes to be at different conferences or spaces, even for my like clients. And
Mhm.
really, it's like I don't have a problem. Like, do you have sponsorship for this? Is there a way someone else can pay for it and someone can bring themselves to be a part of it? Or do you have volunteer opportunities? I don't mind working to get into something.
Mhm.
I'm like, "Oh, you need setup crew? I can do that if I come to the event. Not a problem." Things like that. I think it
Mhm.
goes a long way too.
I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Because
Mhm.
my biggest struggle, and this is why I've always said that one day I hope one of my I work at a brewery, and one of my regulars was like, "You're doing so much right now. You need help." And I'm like, "No shit. Of
Yeah.
course I need help." So I'm always hoping like I think it's important to know who you are and what you can and cannot do. I don't have that ability to be as outgoing or assertive in that sense to get myself in those positions. So I've always known that for me, I need to have like an agent or a manager or
Mhm.
someone that's going to be that person for me. So that's one of my goals in the hopefully near future is to have someone that can be the one pushing me into doors. Cause I'm just a person that's like, "Hey, can I do this?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, you can't take no for an answer. No.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get to our last little mini segment before we start talking more about
Okay.
you. If rest is something you're learning, not mastering, Pure Tifa Cafe was made for you. Books by indie authors, hand blended teas, candles, and rituals you can take home with you. It's a bookstore, a holistic self care space built for soft moments and real life. Visit puretifa.com to shop now and use code UNBOTHERED at checkout to receive 10% off. Pure Tifa Cafe. Take the cafe home. And our mini segment is divorce parties. Apparently, divorce parties are becoming the new thing. This is a pettier fact, right? More women than men in general are having these divorce parties. Ironically, I've actually thrown a divorce party way before it was a thing. When we were really young, my best friend got married, and she got married to someone who's in the Navy, who was in the Navy. And when you're in the military, you get married really young. That's just a thing that happens quite frequently.
Right.
Because they incentivize marriage. If you're married, you make more money.
Right.
You can live off base. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do. So when I was 24, she got divorced. So she was 23,
Wow, that's young.
super young. And I threw her a divorce party. I got penis mold
Everything.
to
It's
make
like a
cupcakes.
bachelorette party in reverse.
It was.
It's
It
all it is.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, because 'cause you're doing the balloons, the penis cake, the penis pops,
Like,
p
you can try more
the little
penis. Yeah.
bullseye. It
It's
is
just like,
literally
one, you're saying you can't have any more for the rest of your life, and another saying, "Welcome back to the world of
that's it.
multiple."
That's it. I think they're very petty and funny,
Okay.
depending on how the divorce went or why it went.
Yeah.
Because sometimes probably a divorce party is not needed. I'm like, "Yeah, you were wrong. You shouldn't have did that. You don't deserve a party."
Like,
Like,
maybe
no.
you were the one that ruined it, so maybe don't celebrate.
Yeah. Yes, I think that is and it's not just for the person. I think sometimes it's, like, overly for the girlfriends involved.
Mhm.
Like, "Oh, he wasn't nothing, and I knew it wasn't gonna last." Um, I don't know, because that side of support is like, you never supported me at the beginning, if you
But
felt
you
that
support me.
way. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm like on the fence. I feel like a divorce party is okay, depending on too many things. Like I probably wouldn't waste my time and money on a divorce party. Um, It's not necessary. It's weird.
I calling it a divorce party automatically makes it petty to me. I
Mhm.
think that if you reframed that thought and changed it to a celebration of a new life or a new
Mhm.
cycle or something, that's not petty, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
And, not doing all of this bashing, but I love some of the burning of the wedding because they don't usually do this at divorce parties, but people who are really truly celebrating a new start in their life, they'll burn their wedding gowns. And
Mhm.
not some people do it in a petty way, like, "Ha, fuck you." And some people are really doing it as burning things is a symbol of release.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably really went through it.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely, take the time you need, burn everything you need to burn, celebrate how you wanna celebrate. Like I say, like, I think it is a difference between having a full out party because
Mhm.
you're just so happy and ecstatic that you're not with that person anymore versus you were traumatized and you need a full escape and you need to burn your gown, you need to burn the photos and get this person out of your brain.
Mhm.
Like, that's not a party, you know? It's so different. It's like just a space that you need. So
Mhm.
that's why I say like it's too much red tape for me to think that like a divorce party is okay versus it not being okay because you don't know.
I think, like, I mean, I don't wanna label okay or not okay. It's definitely fucking petty. 100% fucking petty.
Yes.
I mean, the psych major in me, says people gotta do what they gotta do to make it through, and a lot of people don't have the higher vibrational intelligence to know that that's actually not gonna be the thing to make it through, and you think it is, that's the thing about being petty. I love being petty. I just choose not to be petty often. I fucking the way that I have to choose not to be petty to people every day is should be studied. But I also learned that being petty often doesn't give you the feeling that you thought it would.
Mhm.
It'll give
Yeah.
you like, so for instance, um, me and someone have been having issues and I'll see her stuff pop up on threads or whatever. And sometimes it makes me feel like it's petty towards me, some of the things she says or whatever. And I immediately want to just like bang, bang, shoot back
Mm. Right.
hoping, that let her see it too, if you're gonna
Mhm.
but then I realized, like, that doesn't make me feel better, and that doesn't make me feel good about putting that out into the atmosphere.
Well, yeah, I think that is a way to think about it. Like really take the time and think if that's the route you want to go versus just jumping the gun and automatically thinking that's what you need.
Yeah, like, I
I
just
don't
need
think
to
that's
get it
okay.
out. And
Yeah.
also, sometimes getting it out has to mean that it's less about the person, and more about what you're choosing, right?
Mhm.
So for me, I posted a video about how I'm choosing myself in 2026, and it spurred from just conversations about how a lot of people have hurt me in 2025. And I wanted to say, at first I wanted to say something so petty, but then I thought about like, I don't want it to be petty though. I mean, I want to make a statement about how I'm feeling in this moment, but I don't want it to be about anyone else. I want it to be about myself.
Mhm.
And so I think that the divorce party, you think that you're doing this thing for yourself, but really you are still being controlled by this person that you divorced from.
That's a good way to look at it. It really is. Like you say, you don't know two sides to a story, of course. But I feel like,
Mhm.
yeah, a party is petty, but you celebrating your separation is a different thing in a
Yeah,
different way
yeah.
versus just a full out party because why?
Why? Alright, we're gonna get off of that and get into you and talking about our main topic, which is women in the sports industry, which I'm so happy about. When we first had our interview and you were talking about how it can't just be on the screens. And we've kind of been having that conversation a little bit throughout this about how it has to be bigger and, and even me talking about like longevity.
Mhm.
How are you going to make this prolonged? And I think that that's a thing that isn't talked about a lot in women in sports is not just women who are on your screen in sports, but having women who are working in the background in sports as well.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. You got to have women in the background because I feel like that helps portray who's in the front.
Mhm.
Sometimes things just ran by men are not the same and you can tell. Like they don't not necessarily know how
Mhm.
or you have to have a deep understanding or love and respect. Like same as photography. Sometimes you can tell when a man did the photography for a woman versus a woman who did the photography for a woman. Like different angles, different looks, different color schemes. You have to kind of adjust your mind and
Mhm,
shift different things like, oh, he can photograph just as well as a woman can. Not necessarily. A woman probably knows those angles much differently than a man
mhm,
that can help create something much more beautiful than a man who just thinks what is sexy versus what is beautiful. And it's the same in the sports industry. I think that former athletes a lot of times are overlooked in a lot of roles where
mhm,
I think they should be the primary people for these positions because they lived it versus someone who just went to school for it. And that's like already a huge issue that, former athletes have. Like, what do I do next?
mhm.
And because most jobs are like, oh, well, you don't have this experience. I'm like, well, I have 20 years experience playing. Why isn't that enough for me to be in a role to generate what's needed for the people that are on the field, that are on the court? And I think if you had more empathy and more understanding versus, you know, oh, I went to school for sports business. I know this more than you. Well, what agents do to some people is horrendous. So you going to school is like, it's not enough. But if you
You don't know the
yeah,
industry.
once you've played in certain sports, you've been in the ins and outs, you know what is needed. You know how to tackle certain tasks. And I think that more women in the sports industry in different spaces, whether it's, entry, director roles, C-suite level, I think
Mhm.
it's just needed. When you're dealing with women, it should be women. I've always said, luckily for me, for something about me, it's like I do not like seeing men coaches in women's sports. I don't care what the sport is. I don't like it's
I agree
enough
with you entirely.
women. There are enough capable softball, volleyball, basketball, soccer. There are enough qualified, overly qualified women
Mhm.
that can coach women's sports. And first, it's not even enough women's sports. So you can't say we don't have enough. We don't even have that many, compared to men. I feel like men that sometimes coach women's sports, I'm like, oh, so you weren't good enough to coach the men? I know it might be like a shitty thing to say, but it's just how it looks and how it feels. Like
Mhm.
even now, they've hired new coaches for WNBA. Majority are men versus last year, year before, majority were women. So why are you having males who were assistants at the NBA level or males that were head coach at the college level
Mhm.
now coaching professional women's basketball? Like, why weren't you the head coach at your men's professional basketball?
Right.
Like, what made you think that?
Why would
Be-
you come into this yeah, that is frustrating, you know?
yes.
It's frustrating twofold. So, one, we live in a society where men think that they are better.
Mhm.
And this is showing up in a lot of places, not just sports,
Mhm.
where the conversation is finally being discussed about products, sports, clothes, whatever that are being made for women, that are for women, are being made by men. And
Mhm. It shows.
it shows. It shows in the jeans that get designed sometimes. It shows in clothes. It definitely shows in bras.
Mhm.
There's the Good American is the company is faced by Khloe Kardashian,
Mhm.
and Skims is the face of and co-owner of by Kim Kardashian. What a lot of people don't know is behind the scenes is a Black woman
Mhm.
making it work. And she did a podcast with Jay Shetty, and she was talking about how we need to have more women in fashion and women in these rooms. Because the reason why Good American and Skims is doing so well with women is because it's designed by
Mhm.
women who wear these products
Right.
every day, right? Like Kim Kardashian or not, she's always talked about how she loves Spanx and she loves all of those things. And so she made knowing what women are looking for when they put these on, when they put their clothes on,
Mhm.
she made it with them in mind, not what
Yes.
the male gaze wants or what men want to see or what men think that women want.
That's the thing right there is what I feel like they think. They probably saw it somewhere or their mom did it one time and women in their life or something, but it doesn't mean that is an everyday construct.
Right. And that goes back into and it goes back into sports, and it also highlights a problem. We have a lot of issues with male coaches taking advantage of females. You
Mhm.
saw it with the United States Olympic team, who was also the coach for Michigan State. You see it in a lot of I mean, some popped up for University of Michigan, which hurts because 'cause I'm a huge Michigan fan, but some popped up for that. They pop up all the time. Or cruelty.
Mhm.
The coach the male coaches being specifically cruel to their
Yeah,
female.
the ego trip. Yeah, that's what I say. I don't think I feel like if you're a male trying to coach a woman's sport, you just failed at coaching a man's sport. And now you want to
Probably.
come over here and take it out on them.
Mhm.
Like not always negatively, but just you want to come over here because this was your second option, never your first.
Right.
And I don't like that part. Like let it be your first option, but it wasn't.
Right. Women's sports should never be your second option. If you're coming in here because you couldn't make it somewhere else, and that's one of the things I loved about Kobe, may he rest in peace, was that it to me, when he at the end of his career, it seemed like a second choice to me, but he was choosing his daughter and his
Mhm.
daughter in basketball, and he really dived into it like it was
Oh yeah.
his first. He didn't make it seem. He lived his life, right? He
Right.
got to do everything that he wanted to do, and when he went into promoting women's basketball, he did it not as a second choice, but because he truly believed
Mhm.
that women's sports deserved more attention.
Absolutely. I think he was a great advocate. Like,
Mhm.
it sucks that we couldn't see the longevity of his vision because even in a
Yeah.
short time, he did so much.
And it makes me sad because, for a while, right before Kobe passed and right after Kobe passed, a lot of NBA players were going to WNBA games,
Mhm.
and then that slowed down,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
then they stopped supporting.
Yep. Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like now though, I feel like they do still support in the forefront. It's just now it's the athletes like they're friends, which is great. So I feel like they have that friendship and like, hey, I have a game.
Mhm,
I see you guys are on the road or you're off. Come check us out. Sit front row. Like those type of conversations happen. But I do think
mhm,
it's like good, genuine support. It's
mhm.
just still not as much as it should be.
Yeah,
Like, I feel
and
like if you have a team that has one women's sport and a male sport, it should be a two-way street where you're both supporting one another at games if you don't have anything else to do. Like, not a media like implemented just for the media.
yeah, just trying to grab some more attention or whatever. Also, I think it's frustrating as well is that men coaches make it into female sports all the time, and women can do anything that men can do. Women just have to do it differently
Yeah, women
sometimes.
want to get into the men's sports, but that lane is a it's a door. It is a sealed, locked, heavy, very hard door, and it's amazing. Like we're still hearing, "Oh, it's a women's first." It's always a first. It's always a first. It's never a first when a male does something in a women's lane. It's
Right.
always just like, "Oh, okay, he's coaching here now." Oh, we have the first woman. Is always a first.
But and the first is always hard. Remember the first female referees in men's
Mm-hmm.
basketball, the first female
Yes.
referees or in men's football? They got so much help.
Yeah, I see it all the time in soccer. The guys are like right here. They don't do that to the males.
Yeah.
They don't do that. Like it's always an ego trip and it's always a downplayed aggression for women because they're in a weird power trip.
Mhm.
I think. But then too, it's like you can say it both ways, like, oh, women want to get into the men's sports. Financially, yes. It is not a crazy difference in the role,
Mhm.
but there is about 90% of that financial difference. So why wouldn't you think a woman want to tap into the male side?
Why wouldn't they?
Like, yes, absolutely. So I don't think that the power trip is going to be a respect thing that they're going to have to get it a different way because guys are going to look at them as these soft little bunnies and that's not the case. Like they're tigers. What do you mean? So it's always a two-way street with that one. And
Yeah.
people always think like, oh, but the women are coaching the men. The women are general managers for the men. Okay. So what
And
do you think is on the other side?
but it's also been proven several times that women actually perform better in C-suites and coach positions and management positions than men do.
Yeah. Not a lot of scandal on the women's side. Not a lot of scandal.
Oof,
Not a lot of scandal.
that Michigan scandal hit me hard.
Yeah, it's not even
But
like
there
it's
isn't.
always scandal. It's knowing that, how hard it is to get in that role. I doubt they're trying to F it up.
No.
versus, sometimes men I feel like get in these roles and we're like, I can get another one, no problem,
I think they get into those roles and they think, "I can get another one, no problem," but I also think that
untouchable.
I think that it's like an ego protection, right?
Mm,
So, sidetracking to the Michigan coach, which is I was so pissed because having a black head coach at University of Michigan is so huge, but the thing about sometimes, not all the time, but the thing about some black men when they get in higher positions is they want a proximity to whiteness. So they wanna
mhm.
be able to do the same things and hang out the same way, and it ends up biting them in the ass because
Yeah.
your punishment's always gonna be harder, and women may feel that proximity as well, but they will never risk everything that they worked
Yeah.
for. They're like,
Yeah.
that's just
It's
it's not
super
gonna
different.
happen.
It's super different. I think that it's gonna be like you said, women fight way too hard to get into that position. They're not gonna jeopardize it over a cute face
No.
or, some type of ego trip or anything that could demeanor them and then no other woman can get in that role
Right.
because that happened. So I definitely think like when women have to do something and they're carrying everyone else on their back.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's what they're thinking about sometimes in decision making too, in different levels of the sports industry. It's like, well, I have to make this decision. And some people will think, oh, it's a simple decision. Yeah, I have to worry about 20,000 other women trying to get into the same thing with another team. So why would I take it lightly?
Right. There's a feeling of knowing that you have broken sacred ground,
Hmm.
and it's a beautiful feeling, but it's also a weight, and the
Hmm.
weight is that I can't just do this for me. I am doing this for everyone that came before me, who paved their way for me to get here, and I'm doing it for everybody behind me who
Yeah, and I
still
don't
work.
think men think like that. I don't think I feel like some probably do it for family, or, if maybe their family, their father did it before them. Yes, they have a different sense of things because they got to keep it in the family, like third generation something, fourth generation firefighter, stuff like that. For sure
Mhm,
they have a different pride level,
mhm,
but it's not the same, I think, as a woman as a first. Or, if a woman messed it up, it's gonna be hell and hot water before another woman can get in that role.
mhm,
They're gonna blame everything that happens next on a woman, and, it's super sexist, but sometimes that's the way of the world until you prove them wrong, and then
mhm.
they just find something else to talk about for a while. They just wait for you to mess up,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But yeah, that's the way of the world. Sports industry is on the rise for women, not just the sports, but the avenue behind the scenes to push the needle forward, which is all women want to do all the time, is what they have to do. Because being stagnant is, it's not a woman's thing. Nobody wants that. Not when you can see it happening
Mhm,
firsthand. It's like, okay, I can do that. She did it. She did it. I can do that. Young girls after me can do that. People that's switching up their avenue of industry can do it. I think it's one of those things where you get into that role and then of course you push everyone around you.
mhm,
And I do like that. I feel like women have a different community versus men. Men have a community because it is all about who you know.
mhm.
And they're just, my buddy deserves this with zero background and experience. A woman is like, my buddy deserves this, but look at her resume. She
Yeah,
deserves it.
we're never I'm never gonna put because again, it's our reputation, and our
Mhm.
reputation is everything for us.
Mhm.
Because from what you said, we don't think, "Oh, I can get this next job." We think, "It's this,
Yeah.
and I don't know what'll happen after this, but it's this." And
Nope.
so we don't wanna risk our reputation to put our names out there for someone else, and they're
Yeah.
underqualified.
Yep. That is a whole thing. You have to be very careful.
Mhm,
And that kind of is what makes it a little bit slower, I think,
mhm,
leveling up because you have to be careful.
mhm.
And that's just how that is.
So you've transitioned from the role of being in sports, playing sports. You then transitioned to coaching sports, and now you're doing, the talent agency and things. How was that transition for you, and where do you want it to lead you in your career?
The transition is different. Like sometimes it's not always the end game. I didn't
Mhm,
think I would be in talent management. I'm a part of, a couple of organizations that kind of helps me guide me to see what I want to do, what I can do, what I need to like reach new heights for and things like that. And being a
Mhm.
part of, I think those communities help the transition process or the in between process of just trying to figure it out.
Right.
It's not just like a light switch overnight. It's different. I think for me, it was the transition as an athlete. I
Mhm.
was not sure what I wanted to do after that. And then coaching came about. Like, okay, cool, I can do that. And then the agency part came about. Cool, I was looking for a change. Why not? And then I still am a part of Box Out Brand, which we do events. And one of our prominent events is WNBA All Star, which
Oof,
I've been able to be a part of Box Out Brand and curate events. Never thought I'd be curating events ever.
that's exciting.
It is. So now we have like, things lined up for the World Cup, NCAA Final Four. Um, so I think just putting myself out there helps any transition process, but a transitional process. But then there's also being a part of different communities, like the Osprey Collective is a community, which is probably 50% sports, 50% everything else. And that's what I needed. I needed something outside of sports to see what else I could be capable of doing. Like, yes, I know I could coach, I could be in operation, but what else? So I think changing up the communities that you're in and the spaces that you're in helps as well. So that's how I landed my job with the Mesa Monsoons
Mhm.
as president of basketball and business operations. It's just being a part of the community to see what else I can do.
Mhm.
Like I say, I'm trying to be the end game as a general manager, a GM for a sports team.
Mhm.
Doesn't necessarily have to be basketball.
I was about
I
to ask you
can,
that.
yeah, no, doesn't necessarily have to be basketball. Would I like it to be women? Sure. But
Mhm.
it's not the end game of a general manager is just I want to build a program and keep a strong program.
Mhm.
So wherever like, my heart leads and the path leads, it's just gonna be what it is. I'm not gonna turn down a role as a general manager by all means. But yeah, that's like the end game. Transition to like a team owner, absolutely. I would love to own a team. But again, that's on like, the forefront of different things of the goal.
Mhm.
But having to start as a coach and now in the front office space, I think is a great way to get started. Plus the talent part with getting my licensing, um, is another way to get there.
Mhm.
Like the process is not gonna say, oh, everything is easy or everything is hard. It's what you make it. Evidently everyone's going through different things, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's a promotion you didn't get, or, a job that just decided they didn't want you anymore, or whatever. You just have to understand there's too many jobs out there. Sometimes you have to make your own job. You have
Mhm.
to create it. And the transition part of that is how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
Are you going to lose sleep? Sure. How bad do you want it?
That part I understand because that's what I'm doing, right? I'm rebuilding, I'm trying to create the life that I want, and I'm trying to make an avenue for myself. And one of the things I love about this, about being a business owner, about being an author, about being a podcaster, is that the opportunities are up to me,
Mhm.
right? But I'm also not pigeonholed.
Mhm.
I used to work at a credit union and I was trying to work my way up there and I was pigeonholed in a specific place and all of the things that I love to do, I couldn't do them because I had to stay in this one lane. And that
Mhm.
was one of the things I loved about you saying it doesn't have to be basketball. I don't have to keep myself in this one lane forever. There's a
Mhm.
lot of different places that you can go. And I think as we progress in this world, that is something that we need to keep in our minds is that we, specifically we as women, don't have to pigeonhole ourselves into certain roles and we can create the paths that we want.
Mhm.
A lot of people make comments about blue page girls or OF girls or whatever, and they have feelings about that. But those, whether you like what they do or not, they are women who are paving a way
Mhm.
for themselves, and once they get out of that, they have the financial gains to do a plethora
Yes,
of different things, and
absolutely.
that's, one of the things I love about being where I am now is that I could say, "Alright, I love this podcast, but I wanna create another podcast now," and it could scratch an itch for something else that I love.
Mhm.
Or, "Alright, I love writing in this genre, but let me try something else," and having that variability to change. I think a lot of people stray away from change.
Yeah, they're comfortable.
And you just don't get to where you want to go without it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone puts you in a box unless you put yourself in a box. I know some roles can be difficult because if you don't give it your all 100 all the time, and then once someone sees you wanting to do something else, they're like, "Oh, your heart isn't in it anymore," or "You don't want this job, you don't like it here." That's not
Mhm.
always the case. Sometimes your passion shifts,
Mhm.
and sometimes it could be seen as not liking where you are. But sometimes you can do more than one thing at once.
Mhm.
And I feel like some people should not necessarily always like a hustle and bustle grind, but understand like some goals, some dreams, you have to lose sleep. Some goals, some dreams, you have to keep this 9 to 5 structure before you can get into it.
Mhm.
Versus some people go all out, like, oh, I'm gonna quit my job and go chase my dream. Times you have to do them both.
You gotta it's a sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. We talked about the beginning of, me just like resting because Monday I do podcast editing and then Tuesday I work at the brewery and I'm on my feet for 8 hours and then Wednesday I worked at the brewery and in the meantime I'm still posting on social media, still
Yeah.
making the TikToks I need to make, still doing business things.
Right.
And then Thursday is admin and then we're also throwing in all of the fitness stuff that I'm doing in there and making sure that I'm eating healthy and yeah, you lose sleep, you lose the ability and while you're building to go out. For me to I lost my house. I'm filing it's not relative to this, but I did lose my house and now I'm currently living with my mom and my dad separately. And one of the things that I'm reminding myself is that this isn't a permanent position. This is a position where I have more freedom to spend more
Hmm.
time building. And it's not something that I'm sitting in forever, but sometimes you have to go back to the beginning
Yes.
to
Yes.
build again. But there people, women and men, don't want to do the work that entails.
Yeah. They think that it is a huge decline.
Mhm.
I know when I finished playing and I didn't know what I wanted to do, I moved in with my dad. And I'm
Mhm.
like so lucky I had that.
Mhm.
Because what
It's a
if I just
blessing.
finish and then I'm just lost? Like it takes time. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes overnight, sometimes it takes a month, sometimes it takes a year. And I think sometimes going backwards is a it's essentially for me never a negative.
Mhm.
Be lucky you have a chance to go backwards.
Yeah,
Because some people are just stuck and they wish they can go backwards or they wish they can have an in between time and they can't.
that's very true. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel as crushing as it feels to fail, I feel very blessed that I had a place to land, and I feel
Hmm.
very excited about the opportunity to build a different life, a new life that I would
Yeah.
have never had I continued going down that path. So, for for women in sports, women wanting to break that glass ceiling of not just being an athlete, but being a manager, an owner, all of these things. What advice do you have for them?
I would say keep going.
Mhm,
Keep going. Don't take no for an answer. It's so many different avenues you can chase while still chasing that one.
mhm,
Because say for me, okay, I want to be a general manager. It doesn't happen because maybe my passion became something else,
mhm.
broadcasting.
Right.
I no longer want to be a GM, and that's okay. Now I'm in broadcasting, didn't think I would do it, but that's okay. Like sometimes just keep going because your passion or your thoughts can shift
Mhm,
right in front of you. But if you're only going to look for that one thing, you might pass up so much. And it's like slow down and see what your options are. You have options. Some people don't think they have options. It's like I have to be on this one-way street. I have to be, visible to this one role when, that's why streets have side streets. That's why I have sidewalks. That's speed bumps. They have a lot of different things for you to realize like, hey, sometimes that end game, it can be something else. Or you can stop somewhere in the middle for a while and then keep going.
right.
So, I mean, my advice really is just keep going. Get the right support system, get the right mentors, get the right conversation, make a lot of things more intentional.
Okay.
I tell people all the time, last year was super intentional. Towards the end of the year, I was just super intentional after losing my job at TSU, I was like, okay, everything else is intentional. Everything else just can't be conversations of, hi, how you doing? It's hi, do you have a job for me? It's
Mhm,
hi, how can I support you? how can we support each other? How can we explore different opportunities? I think that is predominantly breaking into something is great, but sometimes just being in something is great too.
Yeah.
Like you don't always have to be the first in something.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like that glass ceiling is it's a bunch of ceilings. It's a bunch of ceilings. It's not just one. And I
Mhm.
feel like if you stop and you don't think it's possible, then that's where you lose. But you gotta
It's
keep going.
it's like, imagine if Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka and, oh, I cannot remember what this other African American female.
Taylor, um, yeah,
Housen?
yeah, Townsend.
Townsend.
Yep.
Because she had some big breakout moments this year
Mhm.
as
Mhm.
well. What if they thought because Venus and Serena did it, now they can?
Yeah. Yep, it's always new ceilings in this climate on the rise of media, marketing, social media, a whole bunch of different endorsements that were never even geared towards women who are
Mhm.
now specifically only wanting women. Just imagine if they quit because they couldn't get certain deals or couldn't make certain money. Like you have to keep going. Like things shift in your favor when you keep going, but once you stop and give up, you don't know what happens after that.
Agree. Um, Last question, and then we'll hop out of here. We talked about how there are women who go in it from a route of being in sports, being an athlete. But there are other women who just always had a love for sports and who went to
Mhm.
school and studied it. For them, what advice would you have for them? Is it the same advice? Just keep working, keep at it?
Absolutely. I have so many people I know in my network that were not athletes, but they work in athletes or around it, like broadcasting,
Mhm.
managers, statisticians, analytics.
Mhm.
Like those color analysts are amazing. Broadcasters, sideline reporters, even like coaches, people on coaching staffs who has never played, but they scout because they know the game, they know what to look for.
Mhm.
It's still a great profession. It's still a great passion. I don't think that you have to be an athlete to be in athletics.
Mhm.
Like, yes, that's a great relatable relationship
Mhm.
because nobody's going to understand certain things if you didn't play it. But, if you were a manager in college and you can be a manager in the pros,
Mhm.
like some things don't have to change. You don't have to play all the time. You know how much water boys and managers make in the NBA? Ridiculous. So like those type of things keep
Yeah.
going.
Find a way to get into the you don't
Yes,
have
I
to
think for
start.
women that didn't play, like even if they just went to school, I think if they have a relationship with sport,
Mhm.
relationship with athletes, relationship with wanting to grow within different organizations and institutions, it's still a great thing to just keep going. Like do not stop.
Mhm.
Because who's to say, okay, you were a manager in college. Now you're a manager for, professional women's basketball.
Mhm.
Who's to say now you're not a supervisor of managers? Now you're not an operations person. Now you're not facilities. Like there's so many ways to start and end,
Mhm.
like regardless if you're an athlete around athletics, just now becoming a fan of athletes and
Mhm.
athletic, because there's so much more that's needed to keep it a success,
Mhm.
to keep bringing in women's tackle football, women's volleyball, women's softball, women's soccer, women's basketball. Like everyone's fighting for so much no matter what.
Mhm.
Everyone wants more, and sometimes that more is not just going to come from an athlete. It's going to come to some other people that's been around outside looking in. And I say, like, support is great. It sounds like charity, but just be a fan. And if you have a platform, use it because it helps in the end.
Mhm. And there's so many ways to have platforms now, I get it.
Yes.
I know a lot of people have their feelings about social media and everything, but at the end of the day, one, you have control over your social media. You have that's something people forget. You have control over your
Mhm.
social media. You have control over who follows you. You have control over who you interact with. You have control what you post and don't post. But it is also still a great platform to be a fan, to support, to hopefully one day. I mean, we connected through threads.
Mhm. Yep. I know
There's
I got rid of Twitter or X, and I was like, it's unnecessary. I'm just
yeah,
gonna go ahead, Threads, Instagram, LinkedIn, like super prominent places to like meet people and connect, get on their podcast.
yeah.
Just generate more for yourself and get out there. And I think with more of that happening nowadays, it's like the options are endless.
Mhm.
So you can't just stop at one avenue. If someone says no or red light, like you have to get your butt going.
Mhm. I agree. This was so fascinating. I love talking to you. Like I
Yeah.
said, I love sports. I eventually one of the things that stopped me from getting into sports is my anxiety has gotten worse and worse,
Mm.
and sports can be very anxiety driving
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But I've always loved sports. Always love watching. I always love playing, and being able to scratch an itch for me and to tap into an area
Hmm.
that I don't get to tap into a lot was really
I
great. And
know. When you said that, I was like, oh, I can do it. I can do it.
I when you're like, "Yeah, I'm in like, I'm very in the sports field." I was like, "Yes." And my thing is control your excitement, but yes, so
Yes,
I loved everything that you had to say, and I'm so very grateful for you sitting and being on this podcast with me.
absolutely. Thank you for having me. It was everything I needed. It was
Yay!
good. Yes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Oh, where can everybody find you?
My threads, my Instagram and TikTok are yes underscore it's lady. That's it. Literally, that's it. LinkedIn is my first and last name.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just the word yes underscore, then it's lady, and that's it.
Okay.
That's
Well,
where you can find me.
thank you so much, guys. Please, 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 please go follow her and support, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
All right.
Pure Tifa Podcast.